Okay, so we have a lot to discuss today. And I hope I'm able to make justice to all of the things we are discussing today. This is going to be one of the most powerful podcast any of you had ever seen or heard, because I'm going to reveal a lot of things that especially the African community, I use the word the African community, I'm talking about major African nations, spiritual leaders, historians. Now, these are things majority of you, especially the intellect, you've seen, you've read, but whatever information you think you've gathered have become an oversight, in the sense that what you think you know or what you currently know will become an information you thought never matters. Because I'm going to connect a lot of things. And I am happy that we are already in the age where information is not as expensive as it were 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago. We now have access to information even without paying more or paying any form of price. Now, I will be addressing a lot of issues, but of which I want to respond to my brother. My brother made a video and he requested that I answer his question. It has to do with the Igbo society, the Anunnakis, and if I do believe that the Igbo people precede the Anunnakis. And at the same time, I must prove to him that the Anunnakis were actually our ancestors or our creators, as the claim may be, as I, Uzih, claim. So let me see if I can. So what I would do is I will be answering your question while I allow your video to play by my side, and I will address the questions. So now let's get it out. Let's get the video out. Spiritual effect of cobwebs. No. We are talking on Lord Uzih. Elucidate. Avoid the end of the video if if you fear. All right, so let's watch and see the question he was putting out while I will be answering them one after the other.
I made a post about Anunnakis. With that video, I intended to correct the wrong impression by one of our brothers. It wasn't my intention to discredit the Anunnakis by that video. Rather, to correct the impressions that Igbos predated Anunnakis. Alright, one of the claims, you will remember the claims about Igbos coming from astral plane. I don't want to go deep to that. So, when I dropped the post, Lord Uzih, one of the guys I respect in this movement of going back to roots, commented. He said that these are our ancestors. Or rather, he said, these are his ancestors. Can be my ancestors if he can explain it well, the way I will understand. Okay, I'm not denying any of our ancestors. You know, this movement of going back to culture, it's all about be able to stand your ground and defend whatever question we ask you, because this returning back to the root won't be like Christianity. It should not be like conversion to Christianity, which affected all of us.
Now, you guys saw what he said there. One of the things I love about this young man is he's a very smart person. A lot of you may not know. He's just coming up when it comes to his online presence. And a lot of you, especially one of the Igbo teachers, Mazi Dibia, his followers are always on him. So a lot of you don't know this person is a very intelligent person. And according to studies, according to psychology, what truly makes a man intelligent? What makes a man intelligent is not the number of information you are trying to send out, but at the same time, the number of information you are able to open up yourself to gather not based on bias, but with an open mind. What makes you an intelligent person is that in as much as you've been able to gather a lot of information and you are willing to disseminate it, you are also humble enough to add more information. The presence whereby you don't need more information, you think you know it all, it does only show how uneducated you are. And when you are uneducated, you can never become an intelligent person. So that's one thing I love about this young man, Base Lives Palace VIP. He's a very intelligent man. And every time we've spoken, he has always shown this aura of, this is what I know is true, but let me hear your own part. And if your part emanates proofs and facts, then obviously the information I've gathered so far may has been false, and I will take yours. So he is always open to learn. Same me, I'm always open to learn. Always, I have a lot of teachers when it comes to other aspects of the science, not just spiritual science alone. So let's continue.
Or many of us, that you cannot ask questions.
Now, let me address when he said, we are trying to promote the African spirituality, the culture and everything. Let's be careful enough as not to see that we are bringing Christianity or other religion we are trying to kick against back to our system. So my brother, Base Lives Palace, you need to understand that the culture of Christianity, Islam, and every single major religion cutting across the globe had their foundation, the knowledge and how they operate today on the African spirituality. Let me tell you this. Christians preach the message of tithe. Tithe is in the African spirituality. Christians are saying, hey, but listen, where I'm going. Christians preach the idea of a life after death. Yes, we have it in the African spirituality. Christians preach a savior that will save mankind. And so at the end of the day, man will not perish. We had that in the African spirituality. Shango was considered, according to the Yoruba spirituality, as the savior of the world. And all of these stories, we are not just based on mythology, because I want to address the issue of you saying the Anunnakis could be mythology, but based on things that actually happen. But you know, when information is being disseminated from mouth to mouth, the authenticity now is open for questioning. What it means that, for example, when you read the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they weren't books that were written by Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They were books written by eyewitness. And we can't even tell the number of people whom have got that out. And obviously, the story of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were a story about a young man who traveled to Egypt, learned, traveled to India, learned, and was about preaching the African spirituality. We all know that the Jesus they call today was actually Yeshua, who traveled to what? And we all also believe, not just believe, there are evidence on scrolls saying that the person Jesus, that's Yeshua, the one you guys call Jesus, was actually born of a virgin mother. But it was on the African spirituality. And this was because he was the last lineage of the experiment that was going on in the ancient times, where what you guys call implantation of sperm, you know, when you bring sperm and fertilize ovary and then put inside a womb, and that was exactly how Christ was born. There was no physical intercourse. That was because in ancient times, there are certain people, there are certain families that was within the Mesopotamia tribes, / the Egyptians, that were considered the chosen ones by the Anunnaki gods, whereby these ones were embodying the knowledge of the gods. So there must not be any physical contact. So the system through which man was created, that same system should be replicated when another chosen one, another messenger will be born. So Jesus was not only the man that was born without human intercourse. There were several messiahs of them. As in, I mean several men. What made Jesus very prominent was that when the Romans realized this hidden technology, they have to put it to an end. So the lineage, there was a massacre that was going on. There was a massacre that was going on. And we watch all these movies every day, every time. But we don't understand, we don't know that these are stories that truly, really did happen. How many of you watched The Legend of the Seeker? There was a special person that was born to defeat dark and raw. Yes, that was a mimic story of the birth of Christ. It's not just a make-up movie. There are lots of movies we have today that are not, you watch them as entertainment, but they are actually a means of information. If you must know, within the coffers of the watered religion, we have different stages of spiritual levels. Now, watered religion will be sponsoring movies whereby codex, messages, rituals will be revealed within the movies. Now, you have to be at level 1 to hear a particular word, and you will know that the next first sentence is the first word you need. For example, if a movie is produced for 1 hour, you will be told, when you hear this word, the next 42 words in any sentence that come from the movie, it doesn't matter if it is 1 character speaking or 2 characters speaking, is a second word. Before the end of the movie, you will have 5 words making a sentence. That is the key to the next level. So if, for example, I want to give the key to how to make your business grow spiritually, nobody makes business grow physically. Physical traits, what do you call it? psychological traits or character is what is required of workers, the slaves, you, employee. Yeah, you're supposed to follow a certain traits. The idea that you have to be gentle, you have to be humble, you have to be in a certain way is all codex that make you remain a servant. There is no billionaire that is actually humble. Whatever thing they show on the screen is pride in disguise. Because the truth is this, no poor man wants to take picture eating corn in the slum. No poor man wants to take picture or do videos or want to be video taking keke. No. Poor men, when they see camera coming, they cover their face because they don't want people to know that they are poor. But today, we see them roasting corn by the roadside during election, taking marijuana during election, because they know they are already rich. So they are trying to play with your psychology. Oh, he's a very humble person. Since they became governors and president, have you seen them eating corn? Have you seen them by the roadside? Have you seen them taking keke? No. So, base lives, you use one word that so that we don't make the mistake and bringing back Christianity. You need to understand that everything they do in Christianity was based on the African spirituality. And one of the major problems we feel is this. When you go about, I was among those who used to attack pastors. Yes. Until the ancient waters drew me down into the sea, drowned me with knowledge. I say, okay. And I stopped. So I stopped attacking pastors. I started attacking Jesus. I am not attacking Yahushua. I am attacking Jesus. Jesus Christ is an idea. Yahushua is a person. Yahushua is an actual man that walked and preached the message of thought, the ancient scripts of the African spirituality, the Kemetic spirituality. Jesus is an idea formulated from the life of Yeshua. The purpose of Jesus is to enslave. The purpose of Yahushua is to liberate. And liberation, not totality. Liberation in the sense, base lives. This will shock you. I just wish I don't get cancelled. No spiritualist, including myself, tells his followers the truth. No spiritualist. Including myself, tell the followers the truth. No great man walked upon the surface of this earth does things extraordinary. Are actually from this planet. I am saying this right now because there is a glitch in the spirit realm concerning my existence. So two things are going to be involved. Is either my consciousness will be taken away from this earth because I'm revealing too much, or I fought a drastic way where I fight demons, angels, spirits. No, when we get to this aspect of spirituality, even our ancestors no longer stand behind us. It's the number of gods you have on your side can determine whether you can win. So let me say this. Jesus was an idea, base lives. Yehoshua was the actual person. Yehoshua was killed because Yehoshua had a glitch in system. The consciousness of Yehoshua, there was a glitch. And when that glitch happens when there is an infuse, when an operation happens in the night. And I will tell you a number of people that has happened to, starting from me, Cathy Williams, Billy Cassin, Maponga, Dr. Small, the Djibouti promoters, Howard, Terence, and thousands of us. And I will tell you the exact year this glitch started functioning, the year 2001/2002. I will give you my own personal experience. I was lying down by my wife. I had already understood the physical phenomena around my wife. I was lying down by my wife and I saw my body leaving, myself leaving my body. I was taken to a different place entirely, where I stood with majority of the face I see today, including Cat Williams and all of them. I never knew who that man was. If you would tell me that Howard Terence would be that smart and intelligent, well involved, I will tell you it's a lie. A majority of these people with this extraordinary intelligence didn't study them from the four walls of the university. They didn't. Because their consciousness is like the computer microchip, it's like the memory. When I remove this memory from this computer becomes useless. Each and every one of us, as you're seeing me, this is just like the computer. What makes you what you think you are is your consciousness. Have you ever found out that something can happen to you, you hit yourself into something and you wake up and you lose memory. You can't remember who your mother is, who your wife is. Why does that sound like when you drop your phone, boom, and they try to fix it, or you drop your laptop and everything is blank? They have to format it and you start creating new memory, new information, new data. And these new data are the only thing you can remember. But does that mean the old data are forgotten? Like the computers, those information are still in your consciousness. So when I was extracted from this world into a world where I am to be made a messenger, I was finally programmed not to make anyone rich, not to open the eyes of anyone, but to fight the system. The system needs to be fought. In the process of fighting the system, you create a wealth. Wealth become an incentive for you, through which you introduce faithfuls who will carry on the legacy. And these faithfuls are not the ones that say, Lord Uzih, you are my God, I worship you. No, no. If you say you worship God Uzih, the question is, are your children worshiping God Uzih? When you live, will your children carry out the message of God Uzih? Now let me tell you. There is a war currently going on. Base lives, hear this. There is a war currently going on. And that war is, who is the next savior? Who is the next savior? And I take it upon myself to be the next savior coming from Africa. after we lost our essence more than 3,000 years ago. So baseline, the idea that we should avoid becoming Christians. Christianity is just a refurbished African spirituality. If you think I'm lying, check in the history. Even our earlier history, were the kings not richer? Were the spiritualists, the Balawu, the Ezenwai, the chief priests, were they not richer? Were they not permitted to marry more than one wives? Were the rich men in the community not getting favors from the king? And the poor men were sent to prison, even within the African spirituality? So what do you think that the church, the white man, did that was really new to us? Nothing was new in the African setting. The only difference within the African setting was we had a little bit compassion that even the poor should eat. And the Romans didn't want the poor to eat. So that's just the difference. We all still act same like humans. So let's continue what you...
Or many of us, that you cannot ask questions, rather you're made to believe by faith. No. Returning to the culture, everything should be by facts.
Now, you said returning back to the culture, it has to be with facts, not by faith. Like I said before, Christianity, Islam is a refurbished the African Kemetic spirituality. Now, if we bring the facts, we will create a major chaos. It's like the actual, a lot of you come out to say blood sacrifice, let's offer blood sacrifice, God, and doors will open. I offer blood sacrifice for my children. But how is it that most Babalawo in Nigeria, you will go to their shrine and they will do the thing for you? You will meet them or somebody to meet them. But in the case of Uzih, I have offered blood sacrifice for people that are not even close to me. I've offered consultation to people that are not even close to me. And it is 100% accurate. No man have I done consultation for and said it's a lie. To the extent that I make mention of the location of trees. That was because the information of this word, even up to 1,000 years yet to come, planned. It's already. Not only me. Thousands of us scattered around. So, faith, facts are two different things. Facts are meant to belong to the gods. Faith are meant for you humans. The moment we, the gods, allow you to know the facts, there will be great chaos and calamity. So what do? We have to create a system that takes the fact from you and we make a demi replica of the truth before your face. Did you get it? Facts, the truth, are meant to be concealed by us, the gods. We know. Faith is meant to be the microchip that you walk on. He say, for without faith, it is impossible to do what? By faith. But guess what? When you read the Bible, faith didn't accompany facts. Rather, faith accompany work. He said, faith without work is dead. Work for what? So we own the facts. By doing this, you get this. We can't let them know that doing this will result to this. So what we tell them is this: let them serve us. Let them become this, that, for us to get what we want. But from the replica of what we want, we can distribute crumbs for them. And if you are lucky enough, you are able to get a crumbs of 1 billion naira, of $50 million, of $12 billion crumbs. And when we give you those crumbs of $12 billion, 100 million naira, a big hotel empire, and you make sure through that crumbs, you are able to silence other people below you and tell them never to what? To pursue. So we look for those who can have access to people and suppress them. So we picked Facebook. We picked Mark Zuckerberg. We picked the Amazon. We just look for people who are, I use the word, chosen. And there is a vow they made to us. We make it simple as possible. And so they make it simple as possible. So every time you pick up your phone and you are typing, you are talking, you are discussing, you're getting engrossed, a lot is going on. So we pick people like Donald Trump. We pick a lot of them. We create a war whereby we bring two brothers to feel as if they are fighting, but they aren't. We create a system whereby you run to the city, leaving the village. So you run from health into death. Because your death will always bring something good. I was talking to my wife. I said, as of today, this year, 2024, the number of gods and deities are almost 60 to 70% meeting up the population of mankind. And these gods are escaping into this earth. But the problem is when they escape into this earth and they take a body, the body is not informed enough, is not prepared enough to assimilate such consciousness. And so they end up like TB Joshua dying on time. TB Joshua had access, but his body was not ready enough. TB Joshua several times wanted to speak. TB Joshua was someone who had access to information before it happens. He was rich enough to have access to that. And he used you and I to get it. It's a normal thing. He used you and I to get it. So, my brother, faith is a genetic coding that was put inside of us. If you must know, base lives. Are you aware that in human genesis, in our human body, in our human gene, there is a certain gene that is called worship gene. Search it online, worship gene. The worship gene is called the God gene. Hypothesis proposes that human spirituality is influenced by hereditary, and that a specific gene called the vesicular monoamine transporter, VMAT2, predisposes humans towards spiritual or mystic experiences. It's just now we are noticing it. It's just now the theory, the hypothesis is coming out. But it's been there. We knew it. Our black ancestors, we knew it. It was not the Igbos. We knew it. That there is a certain gene inside of you. And this gene has to be activated. Let me give you watered religion, for example. I have members that are watered religion that I am washing. And I will keep washing them for the next 5, 6, 7, let's say for the next 3, 4, 5 years. After which I know that they can be trusted. One by one, I will bring them closer. When I bring them closer, that VMAT2 had already been activated before they can become close. When they become closer, even those I draw close, I will pick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of which I will make empires. To make them empire, they have to make the Uzih family an empire. Because their worship is to remain relevant. Obviously, they know one day they will die. I know Christianity now creates all the things you do, one day you will die and forget it. Did Solomon come back again as Mensa Musa? When he came back again as Mensa Musa, discovered how the gold was being abused, he started dashing it out. Do you think Mensa Musa is not coming back again? Yes, Solomon is coming back again. The third time, this time, will be almost 50 years from now. By then, I will be going almost 19 years. And I will also tell you guys, Solomon is back. He's been born. By then, we will have been 100% fully in control of our resources here in Africa. From gold to oil, from vibranium, all of those. Is anything like that. So, faith is just a certain gene inside of you. Fact is outside human. So for whatever, that's why fact is not meant for you humans. What you call fact is not fact. That's one of the number one rule of the wizard rule. Now, you see the wizard first rule, he said people are stupid. Giving proper motivation. So Christianity is to motivate you to remain stupid. Majority of the religion motivates you to remain stupid. The watered religion motivates you to be smart, but we can't give you the full fact. We can't give you the full information. Because number one, if we give you the full information, the stupidity that was already embedded in you in previous religion may creep in. So you must be totally purged. He said they will believe a lie. He said because people are stupid, they will believe a lie because they want to believe it's true or because they are afraid it might be true. So somebody can stand on the pulpit and tell you that the windows of heaven are open unto you. You believe. And why do you believe? You don't want to disbelieve so it can end up being true. That is why. Even when you know it's a lie. Let's continue.
Lord Uzih, I expect you to make a video, please. Like I commented, I am interested. I really want to know about the Anunnakis. Make a video, or maybe you can host me on a live video, or make a video on your page. Tag me on that video so that I will see it anytime it drops. Okay? I'm interested to know more about the Anunnakis so that I can believe with you or with anybody claiming that Anunnaki is not mythology but real history manipulated as myth. I will believe that and I will promote it if it is found truth. But let's not forget the intention of this video. The intention of this video is to oppose that wrong notion that Igbos predated every race in the whole wide world.
Now, he said the purpose of the reason why he's asking me to come and explain the Anunnakis is the recent internet sensation that the Igbos predates all human race. Base lives. Anybody that will come online to say the Igbos predate all human lives, all human race, because of the word Igbo. You know, the most stupid thing is somebody to create a theory from just your own language. Igbo in my language means awa, anwa. And then tomorrow, I will start a community called Awanwa automatically because the name of my community is Awanwa. It means we are the old people. We created the whole world. So why I would not want to answer to that sensation of the Igbo being the oldest tribe in the world, they are the one that created the whole wide world, is laughable. In fact, the white man does not even know that there is a tribe called Igbo. I tell you, but there is no recent archaeological evidence showing that there is a tribe even called Igbo. I have the Sumerian scripts. I have it. I have the Amor tablet translated. I have the original translate from the Amor tablet to Emerald tablet, the Emerald tablet to Arabic, because that was the first translation. See, we are so dumb that when the Arabs came, you think they came to give us religion. No, they came for information. The Englishman came for money and gold and enslavement to do what? To build their communities. They were very barbaric. When we were still wearing clothes, the Englishman was still, and the Scandinavians were still wearing animal skin. When they are, and it's still happening today. They cause chaos in the Niger Delta. When our boys are fighting themselves, they are still busy exploring and digging oil. Our Chibok girls have not been released though. But the federal government is approving, the federal government is having a tug of fight with Dangote over refinery product price and the rest of. They've forgotten the people. Who even know whether the Chibok girls was actually a real story, or if it was staged. I'm not talking. I'm only quoting what something I've been hearing online. So the Oga base lives. In fact, let me even beg you. Let me use this video to beg you. Please stop exchanging words with Mazi Dibia. You called him out. He did not accept your call. He went ahead to call me out. And he expected me to accept. There's different. Look at the way you are calling me out now to answer. Respectful. Very respectful. In fact, from the comment section of my followers and your followers, you could see that our followers, they have intelligent, smart human beings as leaders. But look at the comment of Mazi Dibia followers. They will just be insulting you. The only thing I call people that doesn't understand me is Ode. I'll just say Ode. Ode is somebody that does not know anything. In Yoruba language, you don't know anything, is Ode. And I will not just come out and start calling. I've never specifically called this person you are Ode, except I am responding to you. I generally call people who don't understand a certain topic or who are making mistake based on the white man ideology or there, because you don't want to learn. So as for Igbo becoming the old and this thing, Oga, is not written anywhere. While I dive into this podcast, I'm going to tell you how mankind came to be. That particular script that talks about An and Ki, separating the heavens and earth, were also part of the things we created to confuse you people. Now, I have 16 secrets hidden within the Nima Sedani. Nima Sedani is the holy book, the chronicle of the watered religion that I wrote from spiritual encounters, physical encounters, secrets of the deep, secrets of the gods that I will be bringing little out, 16 of them out for mankind to see. Now, one of the way the gods and ancient people that had access to the information of the gods, one of the technical means they use in codifying information or hiding information is to create another information that contradicts that information. If, for example, I now reveal a secret, for example, Base Lives is the god of wealth. When you call the name Base Life 14 times, abstain from eating for, let's say, 4 days. Climb to so mountain and get this done, and you'll be able to invoke base life spirit, and it will give you wealth. I'm only going to teach this, and I found out that 2 people did it while I'm alive, and they made it, and they became so powerful that they now grew out of my independence. It will make me sad as a God. So what will I do? I will raise someone else. This information will be withdrawn. Then I will now write another information to you. That there is a double God called Base, the father of the earth, and Lives, the mother of the seas. Whoever worship Base attract wealth. Whoever worship Lives attract glory. I have hidden an information from you. Now, if you worship Base, because I have given this information out, you are going to create that gene I said about worship gene is going to be formed around Base, separate, and Lives separate. So this become an idea, but not actually a god. Among all Egyptian gods, majority of those gods were ideas, not actual gods. Horus was not an idea, was an actual god. But ideas were now born from the story of Horus. And that was what Yahushua wanted to correct. When he used the word, no one comment to the Father except through me, because the lineage of the virgin birth came through Horus. And why through Horus? Was because there was a contention between Horus and the uncle Seth. I'm talking about issues that happened after the Anunnaki had gone. When the Anunnakis, our creators, left, they sent same demigods to oversee the affairs of men. And these gods first landed in Africa. And when they landed in this continent, the first place of assembly was the Adam's calendar. And when they left the Adam's calendar, they went to the Zimbabwe walls. After the Zimbabwe walls, they went to another different place. Now, then these words, majority of these places were not even like this, like the Zimbabwe wall was not even built before then. But it was like a mark-up point. We are going to what? Erect something like this here. From the pile of stones, all were all markings where their essence grew. There is no single evidence to show that this is a national or global impact that the tribe Igbos made in ancient times. None. We can see this. We can see the pyramid of Giza. Magnificent. We can still see the ruins of the Benin Great Walls. We can still see the empire of the Ife still standing. Which empire is standing in the Igbo land? Because the Igbo tribe were a nomad tribe of the San Empire, the Bush tribe. Till today, the average Igbo man is nomad. Is a nomadic person. And there is a saying, if you go to a place and there is no Igbo man there, run for your life. The place is not habitable. Because they are nomads. And their cousins were the Nubians. The Nubians were also nomads. It was only the lower Kemet, which was the Bantu tribe, that were not nomads. They were just one place. And the Bantu and the San tribe, infusing together, gave birth to the Niger Congos, which is partly the Bini, partly the Igbos, and the rest. So the Niger Congo spirituality had influenced the Igbos. That's why the Igbos look like us, as in They act like the Niger Congo. But I will tell you, check the Igbo language. Una go kill me if I talk this one. The Igbo did not even have language 1,000 years ago. Yes. Go and give me your proof. Go and come and debate this with me. The Igbos did not have a language 1,000 years ago. The Igbos did not have a language 1,000 years ago, because the language these people were speaking was the Kosan language, the sign language. The Insibidi that the Igbos are claiming today did not even come from the Aisha tribe of the Igbos. The Insibidi came from the first settlers, and they were not the Igbos. The first settlers learned the Insibidi language from the ancient Medu-Necha language. So the Insibidi language is not as that deep than ancient. The Kemetic language Medu-Necha is more than 60,000 years. I don't know if it's up to 60,000, but it's more than 4,000 years older than the Insibidi language. The Insibidi language is equal to the Uzih language that I developed more than 15 years ago. Yes, I developed a form of writing, not a language. A form of writing 15 years ago. And I was developing it while in church. While pastor is preaching, I was developing it. My younger brother, priest, can attest to it. I was developing a system of writing whereby the sound A was like this. The sound Ba was like this. The sound Fi was up, down, drawn straight. Yes, I developed a form of writing. Why the Insibidi language? It was a form of communication, because the actual language was not existing within the people. Like in the Kosan tribe, sound is a way of communication. There was no actual language, because the San tribe were the only tribe, when the Anunnakis scattered mankind, that was not given a definite way of communication. So they invented their own style. It's the only language that is so different. Every other language talks and draw. For example, the Igbo man will say, Kedu Kecho is palatable, is smooth. The Isoko man will say, Eveworo. The Englishman will say, how are you? But the Kosan tribe will sound like a tick, like their sound don't draw. The Kosan tribe makes more of the Southern African. See, Nigeria, shut up your mouth. Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, your ancestors are the South Africans. At least that was how we migrated down. Majority of us, apart from the Benin Empire that came directly from the Lower Kemet. Majority of us, we migrated. A lot of us migrated from, we all came from one ancestry, because once scattered do you know that the Kosa tribe is one of the known oldest tribe on earth? The known oldest tribe on earth. Dating back to more than 20,000 years ago.
Because that mythology or history, however you put it, recorded that Anunnakis rule over everything in the world. They rule over all and decide the fate of men. And so I ask
now look at what you said. They ruled over all and decided the fate of men. The question here is this: why would the English language translate fate, as in what is ahead of you, to mean fate, what you believe is ahead of you? Why does it sound similar? Why? Because fact belongs to the gods. Fate belongs to human. What you believe and what you don't even know is ahead of you. You don't know your fate. What fate hold for you. But I believe, I have faith that it will be good. At the end of the day, it is not what you believe. It is what the gods permit. There is nobody that follow me today that I do not have in my heart that actually come back to say, sir, good thing happen. I must have you in my heart. If I don't have you in my heart, that's why I've given you guys secrets several times. You want your life to be good. Do this, do this, do this, do this. It does not require you to even pay 1 naira. You don't need to do any form of blood sacrifice. And a lot of you will rush my friends. Sir, what is it I should do so that my life will be better? Because you are coming, you want to make money. You are coming to run after money without adding value into my quest in life, and we ignore you.
Anybody that believe that Igbos predated Anunnakis, does it mean that these your ancestors were born to be ruled? Does it mean that these your ancestors, Igbo, were born to serve, and they were existing dormant without any action, with no achievement, just existing without doing anything, without thinking anything, until the Anunnakis arrived and they understood that earth and heaven should be separated first of all. Then after the separation, they start ruling over everything. And could those your ancestors be one of those that Anunnakis ruled over? Defend that side. If you believe the theory that said Igbos predicted every race and every creature and every spirit, including the...
All right, I've already answered it. Majority of those stories of separating heaven from earth and An and Ki, we are all made up stories to distract mankind from the original story. We need to understand that even before the arrivals of the Anunnaki, there were life here on earth. Yes, there were life here on earth. There were people that look like us here on earth. But the purpose of those people on earth was as they were like without purpose. They had the ability to walk and walk and walk and walk. And then reproduction was very, very minimal. So there was life, there were animals, there were things already existing on earth. And those people were the people, when the Anunnaki discovered there was life on earth, and they send a signal to earth to discover that, oh, what we are going to different planets to look for, which is gold, is available in this continent, in this planet, more than you can think of. And they discovered more gold in Africa. That was why they landed in Africa. Civilization started in Africa. So when they came, they stayed for more than 20,000 years. And they discovered that the rate at which gold were being made was very minimal. And they themselves, the Anunnakis that were here on earth, they said they were doing more than the creatures they met here. So there was a meeting that was called. All of these, you can find them in the Sumerian tablets, the Emerald tablets, and the rest of them. Because there is no way that the Emerald tablets and different religious books from different parts of the world could be given the same account, mentioning the same people that came from the sky. Meaning there were some things, there were some form of life here, there were some people. They may not have looked like us, and archaeology have discovered that they may have been men with bigger head, slimmer hands, or like the Anunnakis who were perfectly made. And so there was a meeting that was called, and they said, is it not better we do an experiment and make a life like from this? So they took DNA from the life they met on earth here, which I can tell you, it was not the Igbos. It was not the Igbos, because these people were so primitive. They were primitive. They were used as slaves. And their own. And they started carrying out experiment for over 1,000 years just for them to be able to make a perfect person like I am. And there too much experiment led to frustration until Nana, the one we call ISIS, volunteered to say, why not we use the same method of child bringing in our planet? Why not try it here? Say, Who will be able to carry it? You see, I volunteer my womb. And that was how the first Adapa was made. The first human. That was as perfect as we are. And they started replicating many. And Enki and Enin were not the only Anunnaki that replicated people like us. The Caucasians were made and the rest of it just... See, the white man and the black man is the same. The reason why he's black, brown eye is called genetic or markings. Like Uzih, number 1. Base lives, number 2. It's like marking to differentiate them from those. So the black, we were the children of Enin, Enki, and Inanna. So the other Anunnakis made their own people to look with the way their ruler, what they want. The Caucasians were there, the Scandinavians were there. Even within Africa, we had 3 different types of marking, which the Khoisan tribe fell on. And they were not called Igbo. I cannot say I'm a Bini man. I'm an Isoko man. But if you trace my ancestry back, we all migrated from Bini. But we cannot say we are Bini. I'm an Isoko man. So if you say the ancestry of Igbo people migrated from the San tribe, I will believe it. If you say, if the Igbo man say we all came from the same ancestry, I will be say, but the people Igbo, they know themselves as Igbo before the Anunnaki. Or do it now, take una to court. So my brother, I don't know if you get what I'm saying now. And let me say this. If anybody tell you that the story of the Anunnaki, they are myths. So, all the evidence, the Adam's calendar, the Mexico pyramid and the rest of, and they are calling pyramid, Igbo will be calling pyramid. They are even calling pyramid, they are calling one heap of sand somewhere in Igbo land as a pyramid. I don't understand. All the pyramids they saw, they had gateway entrance. Your own, nobody is interested in even digging to find out where there is because there is no gateway. There is no gateway. Those pyramids, it's called the Uzih pyramid, Abi. Let me check it. The Uzih pyramid. So what now? All other pyramids we've seen on the internet, there are theories behind them. What is the theory behind this one? What is the purpose of this one? No single Igbo scholar have been able to come up to say, this was why this thing were made. And I will tell you, this could just be platform for games to people that lived here. And what makes you even think it was the Igbo that lived here? What even made you think it was the Igbo tribe that built this pyramid? Now, the white men in South Africa will say they are the owner of South Africa. Are they actually the owner of South Africa? The Arab now that have taken over Egypt say they are the original Egypt. Were they actually the original Egyptians? So are you guys really the original people that built this pyramid? My brother, please don't. Let's put ourselves into exploring more into the spiritual and the secrets that are readily available for us to live a life that men will remember for. Well, let me continue with your video.
Before they give birth to their first child, which is the god of the air, I want to understand that so that I will believe this is not mythology, but real story.
The idea of the god of the air, and Enin was the god of the air, was the reason why I would say that the reason why Enin, my uncle, was referred as the god of the air was because he was the captain of the ships that were coming to earth. And Enki was the captain of the Anunnakis that were on earth. So Enki was supposed to be the one to overlook operations happening on earth. And Enin, the first, was supposed to be the one that goes back to the sky to give reports That was when Enin came back, what you guys call Yahweh today in your Christian and what you call Allah today. He discovered that men were no longer following instruction. They were not being creative like the Anunnakis. They were not resisting. And Enin said, what happened? Enki said, I fell in love with them. So I showed them the knowledge of truth. The knowledge of truth is not good and bad or evil and good. No. The truth of who they truly are. And so what happened was that Enki would have made some level of genetic mutation, either through ingestion of food, to activate that Anunnaki consciousness of us, to make us start reasoning. So we are humans, we are this, we are that, we are able to think, we are able to innovate, we are able to build, not just to dig and present gold to our masters. That was what made Enin angry, and that was the fight, the war. You say there was war in heaven. The war in heaven were the followers of Enki and Enin that were fighting. And the father was the one that came in. And the father was not just only the chief of the Anunnakis. There were other chiefs of the Anunnakis that had people working. Like I said, we had the Caucasians. We have different tribes. It's just to differentiate them from them. Now, the reason why we are more advanced was that the family of Enki was a very powerful, rich family. So you see, the Enin that said, let's just destroy man. See, there is a story that when Enin visits Earth and is resting, and he starts hearing people dancing and singing, or they are talking, he gets angry and say, kill all of them. And they will kill those people. That's to tell you that the actual original purpose of we were to be slave and destroyed. And King fell in love with us and activated that thing. And it was twisted in the Bible for you by the Babylonian, the Romans, that the person that wants you guys to perish as slave is your God, while the one that wants you to be free is Satan. And that's what we have today. If you guys know that the person they call Satan is Enki, that love you, that want you to be free, and the one that want to cage you, use you, and destroy you anyhow you want, is Enin. These stories are in the tablet that were 30,000 years older than your Bible. 30,000 years older than your Bible. 30,000 years older than your Bible. The person they call devil, Satan, the word Satan is supposed to be the king of the black tribe. That's the word Satan. That's yes, Satan to be the king of the black tribe. It was not a bad name. It does not mean a bad name. It was not a bad name. It was not a bad name. It was a name that called Satan the one that does evil. Evil against the original plan of the Anunnakis, the gods. There was a plan. He rebelled against the gods to make man know more than he was supposed to know. So he was called Satan. And there was a message from the kingdoms to say, let all the men that Enki had already influenced be driven away. And they drove them away. And Enin built a structure round. That's the Adam's calendar, you know, to protect nobody coming there to know what is happening there. That's it. Enki is my father. Enki is our father. What you guys call Satan is our true father. Oh my God. What you call the devil is actually our father who wanted us to be free. Is that not why the Romans now tamed Enin, who is the evil one, as a white god, and devil black? Why would the devil, the evil one, be tamed a color similar to our color? And everything about the one that is called good God is their color. There was never a time written in the Bible that the devil destroyed men, killed men. Not one. Not one. Only in the book of Job. And that story was twisted. All throughout the Bible, your Yahweh, which is Elohim, your God, your omnipotent, omniscience, your Allah, was continually killing people. He said, go to the Amalekites, utterly destroy them. He used plague to destroy. He did everything. He was constantly killing people. Yes. He was totally killing people. So that's all I have to say.
Brief history of our people. Thank you.
All right, so I think I'm able to answer that. And please, my brother, I want to beg you, if you are in Lagos or you are in Nigeria, and let me know, I will host you. I will host you. And you are watching me and you want this guy to come so that we can have a conversation, chat me up, sponsor it. Please sponsor it. So that when he comes and he's going back, at least we have something for his time. I don't like wasting people's time. His time they used to make money. They're not born anybody make suffer for anyone. Your ancestors, the gods would have chosen you. They didn't choose us to do this thing because they want us to be hungry. That's what Christianity tell you. But yet, all the pastors to drive private jets and the rest of. So if you want him to come, I would want Base Lives to come to Lagos. Let's have this as a conversation. Let's learn from each other. Let's be like a conversation. Let's learn from each other. Ask each other questions. You get it now? By so our followers are able to, you understand, know deep down what really is hidden. There are so many things I want to say today, but I don't want to be arrested. I still have a lot to do for the family, Uzih. Thank you.